Well, Happy New Year to you, Nana.
Happy New Year!
Happy New
Yay!
Year.
Salud!
Salud. Since we let me drink too.
Yes, you must. To the new year, 2024.
It's been a while since we got to have time to get together and chat but here we are. We're back.
Yes, no, it's been too long,
It
and
has.
we're so happy to be back, and we're so happy to say hello to you, friends, and talk to you again because we missed you a lot because we
Yes.
actually missed doing this and talking to each other and talking to you. So we're happy to be here with you guys.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. Oopsie. Well, one of the things that we talked about, Nana and I talked about some ideas of what we were going to do in our channels. We wanted to kind of review some podcasts. And some of the podcasts that I watch are like an hour and a half long, and frankly, not everybody has time to watch a podcast that's an hour and a half long. So we thought we'd watch it over a week or so, and then kind of summarize it, kind of do the Cliff Notes
Yes.
version of it.
Exactly what I was just going to say. We're going to give you the cliff notes. So everybody think about college and trying to get this quick.
Yes,
That's what we're going to do. Yes.
exactly. Yes,
Yes.
and then hopefully we'll have some interesting dialogue and be able to hear, how it's changed us or what things we put into effect and what things we
Yeah.
thought, didn't apply to us.
Yes.
But
Yes.
that's what we're
And
starting off with.
I was going to say, and what we're going to talk about today is actually a podcast by that Mel Robbins did, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard of her. And if you haven't, you really need to go and look her up on YouTube, or she's on Instagram, she's on TikTok, she's everywhere. But she's just really awesome. She's a motivational speaker, and she just has so much knowledge, and the things that she says will really resonate with you, and you'll be like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Because I know that's happened to me, or maybe it won't happen to you, but it has happened to me, where I'm
Exactly.
like, wow, so it seems like almost such an easy topic or narrative. However, I just, it hadn't occurred to me, because we're so busy doing this, that, and the other, that we don't think about these things. But Mel Robbins is there, and she's thinking about it, and she's pretty awesome. So anyway, I do encourage you guys to definitely, if you have not looked her up, look her up, follow her. She's really great.
She is. She's good. And she puts out a lot of content. And sometimes she'll do some same content over and over, but it's good to refresh your memory on things too. But today we chose to do a mindset reset.
Yes.
I thought it was correct for this time of year where everybody's kind of making new intentions for their life or resolutions or just kind of rethinking their life in general. So we thought it'd be a good way to kick off the new year.
Yeah. And I was asking you or thinking about you earlier, Elvie, and I thought, well, we probably made a resolution last year around this time. And I was wondering, obviously I didn't keep it because I don't remember what it was. I don't know. Do you remember yours?
Well, probably the same ones we do every year to eat healthier,
Oh, no.
to work out.
Lose weight. Yeah. Don't talk to me about weight. I just went to the doctor for a routine visit today, a little checkup, and yeah, the scale went like, it was like 5 pounds over. And those scales at the doctor's office are always wrong if you ask me. So they're always like a little extra. This time they were like way extra, and I was like, no.
Yes, and that's very true. I joined the gym last year.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I was really excited. I went into the ladies' locker room, got on the scale, and I was like, wow, I weighed less than I thought I did. So I was really excited about it. And then about 2 weeks passed and I weighed myself again and I had lost weight. And I was like, well, that's amazing. And then I got on one more time, maybe about another 2 weeks later, so maybe 3 weeks, and I had lost a significant amount of weight again. And then I turned to a lady in the locker room and I was like, are you weighing yourself on this scale? She said, oh yeah, it's broken. I was like, really?
No.
I said, I was wondering because I've never weighed this low before in my life.
She just crushed your little heart. That's terrible.
She did. She said, oh, it's been broken like for months. I'm like, oh gosh. So when I first joined that gym, I thought I was less weight. But anyway, it's okay.
But you know what? That's all about mindset. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because in your mindset, you were losing weight and you were feeling so good about yourself. And then this little lady came over here with her little dark colored sunglasses and looked at you and said, it's broken.
Exactly. Well, no, you're right. I was so excited about that progress that I was seeing that I was like, I got to go tomorrow. I got to, I was motivated to go because I've done exercise and working out for years, and sometimes the number just doesn't move on that scale.
Yes, I
So,
know.
but this time I was really excited about it, but then a little
Yeah.
disappointed when I heard that too. But yeah, I've definitely put some pounds on too from the holidays. So we're all
Yeah.
going to work on that. Don't worry. And I think it's normal. Everybody bakes and stuff like that over the holidays. But yeah,
I
it's a Mel
know.
Robbins mindset. And
Yes.
I thought it was interesting that she basically she brought up the example of, like, let's say you're like me. I do not care about cars, and I will drive my car until I think, okay, it's about to give out.
You
And
did have that Lexus for about 100 years.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
exactly. And it was still working. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, why buy something new when it's not broken?
Until that one day that we decided to go to the winery in Comfort, and you
Oh,
drove down from Dallas, and we were going to meet in Comfort, Texas, to go to
yes,
the wineries
that's
because it's the
right.
cutest pie little town that you've ever seen. And then you called me, and you're almost there, and you're like, my car just broke down.
Exactly. Yes. It left
Yeah,
me stranded in the middle of nowhere. And I was
yeah,
driving in from Austin to go to
yes,
Comfort.
that's right. You were driving in from Austin.
Wasn't
Yeah,
in that far. It was like an hour and a half.
no.
And I already had the taste of wine in my head, what that was going to taste like. Our whole day.
Well, I tasted it for you because I got there anyway.
Oh
My
God.
car did get me there, so I decided to. Well, I might as well have some wine. I'm
Yeah,
here. So,
you're right about that. But I mean, you're right. I just drive it until it stops working. We did get it
yeah,
fixed and it started working
yeah.
again. But truly, she was saying, like, if you're not interested in cars, and then all of a sudden you decide, okay, I'm going to buy a Lexus, I'm going to buy, I love, or I'm going to buy, whatever, an EV or something. And all of a sudden you start seeing those electronic vehicles everywhere. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get a white one, or I'm going to get a blue one. And I'm like, there's white and blue ones everywhere all of a sudden. And it's like, how does that happen? But then she explained it. And it's like, it's our brain. Whatever our brain thinks
Yeah.
we are interested in,
Mhm.
it shows us more of that, which is good and
She
also
said
bad.
that that part of the brain is called the reticular activating system.
That's right.
And so she shortened it for us and for me to RAS.
RAS. Yes,
That's easier to remember for me.
that's right.
But it is so true because before I purchased the car that I have right now, which was new to me, and this was like still during the pandemic, it was in 2021.
Okay.
I was really wanting, an Audi, and I wanted an Audi. And everywhere I looked, I would see Audis, Audi, Audi,
Mhm.
Audi, Audi, Audi. And I look at the price and I'm like, well, I can't get it. But I guess my mindset was like on an Audi. So everywhere I looked, I saw an Audi. So it's so true. It's so true. I didn't get an Audi, obviously. I got my new to me car and I love my car. So I'm glad that I got it.
That's good. Yeah, definitely. Well, I
Mhm.
think it's a great example. She gave another example, like that RAS system is like the bouncer, and it's decided what will come into your brain based on whatever your initial mindset is. So, and
Right.
I've been around people that are really negative, and that's all the way they think is negative.
Yeah.
And you'll be with them and you'll be like, why are they thinking that way? Like, oh, yes, there's a lot of traffic. But I always say, well, it could be worse. We could be in that accident. We're passing a lot of
Yeah.
traffic. It's slow because there was an accident on the side of the road. It's like, well, we could look at it. Yes, it's a lot of traffic. But we could also say, thank God we weren't the ones that had the accident. And therefore, like, you spin it to be a more positive way or something. But some people always
Yeah.
just want to think about the worst or the most negative. And that's what she brought up, was like, we have trained our brain, or we can train our brain to think of things more positive, and she also talked about the sunglasses. You were talking
Mhm.
about that earlier.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
what she said, think about what color sunglasses you wear. Like, do you wear rose colored sunglasses where you're always looking at everything kind of chipper
On the bright side,
on the
yeah.
bright side? Exactly.
And everybody knows someone that wears those dark colored sunglasses,
Exactly.
and it's just a metaphor, of course, but where
Right.
they don't see things on the bright side. They don't see, the positive in things. They see the negative and they're like, all grouchy
Yeah.
about things. I think we all know somebody like that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because, and also that can kind of rub off on people, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true. Well, and then I guess we can think about it like, okay, how does this apply to our lives then? Like right
Mhm.
now. So let's say, if weight loss is important to us, obviously we both could say, you know what, I'm never going to lose any more weight. Then we
Mhm.
program our mind to believe that any efforts we might make are not going to work anyway. So why do it? That's the negative mindset versus if we think, positively, which I know we've been saying this for years too. It's not really about the amount of weight we lose. It's about being healthy as we go, as we're in our 60s now. We want to think
Yes.
about being healthy, less about
Right.
beauty and aesthetics. And we'll probably never wear that bikini again. But, you know, how do we
I
stay?
never wore the bikini. Sorry, Elva.
Well, let's
I was never
pretend like we
there.
did.
No,
I
I
didn't
never wore
either.
the bikini.
Thanks for bringing that up. Well, I mean,
Yes. Uh-huh.
basically, I think that's really important. Is like the mindset is, yeah, we can become healthier. I know that I
Yes.
can do an assessment of what I eat. I can do an
Yes.
assessment of what I drink. I can do an assessment of how many times I exercise and
Mhm.
make improvements in those areas. And certainly that would lead to some success.
Right.
That's what
And
I
it
put
can
my
work
mind
for
to.
anybody. It's just those small little, obstacles that we can get over. And if you get over one today, then tomorrow you do it again and you do it again, you make it a habit. And before you know it, you've met that goal. But
Yeah,
it's all about your mindset. And it's so
right.
interesting that it's not anything else, it's that mindset. And for me, I think I kind of mentioned this to you the other day. It's like my mindset is if I have cookies in this house,
Oh, yeah.
those cookies are going in my mouth. So my mindset is I cannot have cookies. I don't know if that, I just can't. I can't. But I know that that works for me. If they're not here, I can't eat them,
That's right.
obviously.
Yeah. Well, your mindset is that you're the cookie monster and that you have
Yes, I'm the
cookies
cookie
apparently
monster.
in your house.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it's true.
Yes.
It's that, I mean, that's true too. I think if your mindset is that you want to be healthier, then you'll know, okay, maybe I only make, 4 cookies instead of
Yeah.
24 cookies. Cause sometimes we buy those little rolls and slice them
Yeah.
up but we've
Yeah.
done
But those are at
that.
least 12, Elva. That's not 4
But you don't
cookies.
have to
No.
make them all. You can just make like 4.
What? You don't have to make them all. Get
Then
out.
you refrigerate and freeze the other
Oh
little
no.
pucks.
I don't know about
And
that.
then
No, I
the
can't
next
have
time you
that.
have a craving for cookies, you bring out a couple more pucks and make those. You don't throw your dinner in the oven and throw those in the oven at the same time.
So
And
I eat the first batch and then I cook another batch, another 9 to 10 minutes, and then I eat that batch. You said later, so I guess that's the way it works. But
yeah,
anyway, what I wanted to say is that this can work for anyone, and it can work for me, for
yeah,
you, for anybody, and for those of you listening. And it can be anything. It can be, your mindset is, I really want to focus on getting that job. There's
right.
that one job that I've been thinking about. Well, you just continue to think about it. And of course, do some research on it, if it's something that you've never done, but, focus on it and your mind will open up, different avenues for you to perhaps get to that position. So it is important and it will work and it can work on many, many things. So it's just so amazing that our brain can work this way.
Right.
Like she was saying, Mel Robbins was saying, it's like our brain is a computer that's easier to program than the television remote,
That's
which
right.
I can't program a television remote,
No.
but our brain just automatically says, okay, well, Elva's really interested in, black evening gowns, so then every time, Elva walks by a store or goes by anywhere, she sees these black evening gowns,
Right.
or
Exactly.
so forth. So it's just anything that you're interested in, your brain will program you and your brain says, okay, I know that, this person likes this. I'm going to show
Right.
this there. And what she also was mentioning is that these things have always been there. People wearing those black evening gowns have always been there.
That's true.
People driving those Audis have always been there.
Right.
But because I wasn't programming, or not, you don't even literally program your brain, but because I wasn't thinking about it, my
Yeah, you
brain was
don't
not
see them.
focusing on those things.
Right.
My
Exactly.
brain was focusing on other things.
Right. And the same mentality, like you were saying about the job or something, how easy is it for us to start to do that negative talk? We're like, I'm not going to get that job. I'm not
Right.
qualified for that job. And then you're
Right.
basically already setting yourself up for that.
And what color glasses are you wearing at that time when you're
Exactly.
setting yourself up, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're not wearing the rose colored glasses anymore. You're wearing those dark glasses where you're thinking, you're already setting yourself up for failure.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's something I think we can all work on in every area of our lives. It may not just be, one area. It could be, I guess it's like taking a look at how we view life.
Yes.
That was something she said, that basically noticing, what's your view, first of all, your mindset, and then asking yourself, is it helping you? Is it a good plan for you? Is it
Yeah.
serving you?
Yes. Or
And
is
then
it hurting you? Are you creating a a self-fulfilling prophecy
prophecy. Yeah,
where you're
exactly.
going to go down, a negative road because you continue to think negatively? So the important thing is, for all of us to try and think positively about, it's easy to say about everything, but sometimes that's hard because not everything in life can be positive all the time.
Right.
But we can try, just like you were mentioning with traffic. We can try and say, well, it could be worse. We could be the people that were in that accident, and that's the reason, the traffic is all backed up. Or, it's like, I don't know. Where did I go today? I went to HEB. I went to the grocery store. Anyway, so I was thinking, golly, I want to park somewhere near. I really need my parking angel. And I know this goes back to the parking angel, but I really needed my parking angel because it was drizzling and it was cold. For me, it was 56 degrees out there. And I was like, I am so cold. I know that's not that cold to most people, but to me in South Texas, that's cold. So anyway, so of course I did find, a parking right in the front. So I just felt like, okay, thank you, Jesus. I'm going to park here. And at first I hesitated. At first I thought, no, I don't want to park there because that other car was kind of close and they're going to bang up my car. And then I thought, no, the parking angel gave me this parking. I have to park here. So I did.
Well, we're going to have to probably watch a podcast about visualization, because you may have visualized that parking space too, which I think
or manifestation and all of that as well, which is also something that I truly believe in. That also can, I think it works. So
that's right. Exactly. Well, it's more powerful than we obviously know about, and more powerful than we even have time to really talk about. But I think it's a good starting point. I think everybody can think about things that they want, the way they want to set their mindset. And start making little changes and just see what happens. And let's do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. And it can be for you, it can be for your family, it can be, for your pets, whatever it is, you can start making those little changes and working towards it and just being positive. Just remember, we all look at things through a different lens. So just be real careful with the lens that you're looking through, trying to make sure that it's a positive and a lens that's going to lead you to something better.
That's right. Yes, I agree. Well, it's been fun talking about it, and we'll look forward to getting together again soon and talking about our next topic.
Yes, thank you, friends, so much. We missed you guys so much. So we're so glad to be able to talk to you guys again. And of course, I missed you, Alva, as well. It was so nice to talk to you again and be able to see you. We don't see each other because she's far, far away from me. So
yes, I know. It's been a fast few months that we've not been together, but we're back together again. So we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.